Hi, I'm Stacy, owner of Montana Used Bricks, and today I'm going to be doing another episode of Food for Thought. I really enjoy doing these videos because I enjoy reading the comments and questions that come up on the Bricklink Worldwide Buyer and Sellers group on Facebook. And a lot of times my husband and I will discuss some of the posts that are out there, and it's always interesting for me to see what his reaction is and how I would handle it, how he would handle it, and then to read the comments to see how other buyers and sellers would handle these situations. Today I have a couple that my husband and I discussed, so I thought maybe I'd go ahead and throw them in this video. The first one is, for buyers on here, this is not a good way to reply to a buyer. You sent me the wrong pieces. You gave me 2x2 corner slopes. I need 3x3 corner slopes. I demand a refund. Reply now. I realize that this guy is upset, but a better way to respond is as this. Tell me what I did wrong without explanation marks, and then say, please send me a refund immediately. That's it. No need to get hostile or have a pissy attitude. It's Bricklink, people, not the Lego website. It takes a lot of effort to try to make it all work. From deciding what to buy for inventory, sorting and counting that inventory or parting out sets, making sure that used parts are correct and not bad, stocking the items, making sure the order is filled correctly and packed well as trying to learn and understand Bricklink. As with most sellers, this is not my full-time job, and thankfully my family helps out. And most of all, yes, I, as any seller on here, am human and make mistakes occasionally. I realize that there may be sellers that don't properly handle their mistakes, but most do as well as I do. So please keep these things in mind when buying on Bricklink. And honestly, I couldn't agree more. If I had gotten this hostile of a message, my gut reaction probably would have been to be rude back. I wouldn't have been, but that would have been my first reaction. If it had been me, I probably would have just ignored how it was written, did my usual, I'm sorry, here's what I'm going to do to fix the situation, and then let the buyer take it from there. Yes, there's always the chance they're going to leave a negative or neutral. I just do what I can to make the customer happy. The issue with this is she did a follow-up on this as well, and I'll read that for you now. What can I do about the negative feedback that the buyer gave me after me issuing a full refund and his rude email response that I posted about earlier? So even though she gave the buyer a full refund, he still felt it was necessary to leave a negative. I think I would be upset with this too, but I think I would also have to accept that yes, I did screw up. And for me, and I've mentioned this in plenty of my other videos, when I, as a buyer, when I go into Bricklink, I do look at the feedback, but what I look at is the neutral and negative feedback, not so much what feedback was left, although I do glance at that because if there's a pattern, you can see if there's an issue with the store, but mainly I look to see how the store responded to negative or neutral feedback. If they were rude, then I won't buy from their store. It's really important that when you get those that you respond in a positive way, just to let future buyers know this is how you handled the situation. And there was a great comment under that, and I thought this was perfect. It says, you can leave a polite feedback reply, something like, apologies for the unintended error, order refunded. This particular buyer won't care about it, but your potential customers will see that you're reasonable when problems happen. And that's perfect. In fact, she even said that she ended up using that word for word in her reply to the negative. And for me, that would have shown me that the seller does care, they did what they could, and this person just couldn't be happy. Some of the other comments, which I found kind of interesting, several people had made the comment, recently it seems that buyers are just leaving negative to leave negative. It's like they have their own personal issues and they want to take it out on this little Bricklink store. And they're seeing a lot more neutral and negative, even though they've handled it the same way they've handled every other issue within their store. People are starting to leave them negative and neutral. I'm not sure if that's true. I haven't seen that in my store, but it's possible. People just seem to be cranky lately. So how you handle situations like that is totally up to you, but try to be as polite as you can. Like one comment said, kill them with kindness. Do what you can to resolve the issue. And then if they still leave you a negative, block them and move on. I thought that was perfect. A lot of them said that. Block it and move on. Don't let it get to you. Just keep going, because it's going to happen and there's really not much you can do about it. So the next one that I found kind of interesting, and it was more the comments and how they varied, was this one here. How do you sellers list a set without extra parts or a box? Incomplete or complete with extended definition? What's the best way to go? Now, before I get into what Bricklink says, because I know you're all saying, well, it tells you on Bricklink, my immediate thought was what we do when we have sets. And I got to be honest, until today, I don't think I really read the definition of complete and incomplete used sets, but I was spot on. When we sell used sets, we make sure that they're complete with the instructions, all the minifigures, parts, and that sort of thing. We also put in the definition that it's complete, but it may not have the extra parts or box or packaging it came with. My definition for me would be a complete set would be able to build it from start to finish, and there's nothing missing in it. You don't need the box to build a set. You don't need the extra part to build the set. So for me, that's complete. Today, I did take the time and look it up on Bricklink exactly what it says, and this is what it says. So I was very close in my thinking. Complete sets contain all parts necessary to build all of the models, including alternate models and the instructions, but does not have to contain the original box or packaging and/or extra parts. If the set is missing instructions, the description must state so. If the set did not come with instructions, then the set should include all the parts listed in the picture inventory, which is located on the box or bucket. The set must include all original stickers used on the model, either still on the sticker sheet or applied. An incomplete set is missing some contents. Description should state what exactly is missing. So I'm not sure why there was such a big discussion about this on this post, but a lot of people were saying, oh no, it's not complete unless you have those extra parts, because that's what originally came with the set. And I understand that thinking. But like I said, to me, a complete set is being able to build it from start to finish, or like it says there, be able to build the alternate builds with all the parts. And it is important that when you are adding used sets to Bricklink, that you state that it's got all the parts, all the stickers are applied, it has all the minifigures, and then describe what may not be there. There's no box or packaging, there's no extra parts, that sort of thing. Or if a part is damaged or something like that, then you're going to want to make sure that you include that. And there was quite a bit of discussion too about the fact that a lot of stores don't do that. They'll put complete, but then they'll say it's missing this, this, and this. No, if you're missing anything, it's incomplete. Please, as a seller, mark it as incomplete. People will still buy it. And I will give you an example of this. We had the Indiana Jones Temple of Doom set, but we were missing most of the minifigures. So I thought, I'm going to throw it out there. It's going to be incomplete, but I'm going to sell it without the minifigures. And it did. It sold almost right away. The person did ask if they could have it discounted, and I said it's already been discounted for the fact that it was missing those minifigures. And that's the other thing, make sure that you discount it for whatever parts are missing. So what I did is I went and looked to see how much each of those minifigures were, and I subtracted that from the complete set price. That's what I sold it as incomplete. Just a little bit food for thought. That's why we're here. The last one that I want to talk about was a gentleman that said, blimey, I'm on holiday and I just had an order canceled for non-payment about 28 hours after it was invoiced. The seller has no payment terms at all, so I feel this is a little unfair. Am I wrong here? No, you're not wrong. I didn't look this one up, and I should have, I believe that in Bricklink you have 7 days to pay for an order unless it's stated otherwise in their store terms. In my store, I give people 7 days to pay, but I do remind them around day 3 or 4, I will send a message not only to their Bricklink account, but also to their email account. and it'll just be, hey, I haven't received payment for this. Could you pay me? Or if there's going to be a delay, please let me know and we can discuss that. And I've never had an issue. People usually pay. I've had a couple of non-paying buyers, but that was early on before they did the instant checkout. Since then, even if people do manual invoice, they generally will pay. I haven't had issues with that, but I do give them plenty of time to pay. 28 hours is just not enough time, especially over the summer when people are on vacation, or over holidays, or even over long weekends. You want to make sure that you give the buyer plenty of time to pay. You don't want to give them too much time, because then the inventory is just sitting out there and you have to go through the whole non-paying buyer process. So that's the end of my food for thought video today. I would be interested in how some of you would handle these situations, so if you'd leave a comment below, I would appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it that thumbs up. If you really liked it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!